not meet the test of a currency. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not around in 10 or 20 years.
Why does it not meet the definition of a currency?
Well, because people say, well, I'll sell you goods in Bitcoins, but they change the price of those every time the price of the dollar changes in relation to Bitcoin. They're pricing off the dollar. They could say, well, I'll sell it to you in barrels of oil, but if every time the price of oil changes, they change the number of barrels you have to have. That's not your oil is not the currency.
This is Lark Davis reporting on this clip. Wanted to share this with you. Warren Buffett dismissed Bitcoin 10 years ago. It was at $600. Since then, Bitcoin's went up over 10,000% with an annualized return on investment of 60%. Be careful who you listen to. With that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. We got a jam-packed video, a lot going on, so we're getting straight to it. Take a look at the Bitcoin price chart at the current time it's recording. We're looking at $62,000. Bitcoin has came back up and has been just sitting right above that previous resistance. We're just basing out. This still seems bullish. And look at the stochastic RSI. We haven't showed you this yet. Take a look at these support levels right here, and then support level right here. And is this another support level that's forming right here? See us put in higher highs and higher lows, but look what happened after these support levels rounded out, blast off. Rounded out, blast off. Cooling off. Are we going to see that blast off to 100,000 plus? Tech Dev's weighing in. He's looking at the RSI calling tops and the CMF calling blow-offs. So he has both of these indicators listed below. Looking at this chart, the RSI, when it hits this upper bound, the red dots, that's the peaks. We haven't got there just quite yet. But looking at the CMF, every time the CMF crosses into the green, you see what happens, blast off after that. Every single time, green, blast off, then red, then red. Right here, blast off, blue, red, and then right here, blast off, blue. Red is going to be what's in the cards. Look like it could be coming in 2025, but the peak is going to rip people's faces off. Another update from Tech Dev for altcoins. Altcoins, they're out of the accumulation period and they're into the expansion period. But look how long these expansion periods last. To 2015 to 2018, you see we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the 5th being the peak. And right now, that expansion leg. And right now, this 1, 2, look, we're in that expansion leg. On the pullback 2, right here was expansion leg, jump to the upside. And then we could be seeing that 3, 4, 5 play out to see a massive, massive $1 trillion. This is the others, excluding the top 10. We're going to see a massive play in the months to come. But look, when we bottom out with this 2, went up to 3, look how high 3 went. A massive run up. Could we be seeing this in the weeks and months to come? Gaussian channels also flipping green. Every time we see this flip on the 2-week, it goes through this upwards parabolic channel. Upwards parabolic channel, multi-$100,000 Bitcoin around the corner. Before we continue, go ahead and check us out at Bitcoin Bros 101. We have these 2 ebooks we made for you. Technical Analysis 101 and Getting Started with Bitcoin and Crypto's Ultimate Beginner's Guide. You can also find this on Amazon. We got it listed on Amazon just for you. Prime's available. Another update, US spot Bitcoin ETFs report 130 million in net inflows, the largest influx in 3 weeks. So could this be the catalyst that causes Bitcoin to go to its next leg up and comfortably over that $73,000 threshold? As you see here, Bitcoin is around 62,000, so we got some ways to go before we get that high. And then history suggests Bitcoin will likely hit a new all-time high this year. Bitcoin's not reached the top of its current cycle and is likely to go past its all-time high this year. This is according to the CC data on Tuesday. The research firm looks at historic trends, including length of time for which Bitcoin appreciates after halvings, and they're saying this run's not over with yet. Looking at the DXY, what levels do we have to pay attention to? So we see that we had this massive red candle. Let's pull this down. Let's get this extension off here. Let's not extend right and left. And you got to look at this red drawback as one big red candle. And we right now have came back up roughly about 50% of that candle. Like once, twice, and we might be getting some exhaustion. So this could be some type of flag pattern that could be forming right here. So if this plays out, this could take us down to this support level down here, which would be another leg up for the altcoins. And as you see, the RSI also is just potentially getting exhausted. This is all on the monthly, and the blue line itself is crossing over the orange to the downside. Look what happened the last time this happened. We've seen that multi-month downcrease. So are we going to see this drawback with the RSI and the actual DXY? That means bullishness for altcoins. Tom Lee is weighing in on what he sees for Bitcoin and the crypto markets by the end of this year. Let's hear from Tom.
That's right. Bitcoin's probably suffering from the Mt. Gox, starting distributions in July. That was a huge overhang for many years. But if I was investing in crypto knowing that one of the biggest overhangs is going to disappear in July, I think it's a reason to actually expect a pretty sharp rebound in the second half. So I think, 150 is still within.
It's already July 1st. So that's so you're not taking that off the table. That's still a possibility.
That's right. And, one thing to keep in mind, Bitcoin makes most of its gains with 10 days every year. If you take out the 10 best days in a single year, Bitcoin actually has negative returns.
Tom Lee saying $150,000 Bitcoin. Could this actually happen? Well, let's look at this price chart. Let's zoom into the price action. And we've showed you this before. We came up and we got this big rounding bottom, and we broke out of this previous resistance, and now currently back testing not just the bull market support band, but that multi-year resistance that has been formed. So if this plays out, where's the technical target take us up to? Let's make this measured move from the bottom to this breakout point. This will take us up to past Tom Lee's $150,000 threshold, but up to $240,000 for Bitcoin. Is this what's going to happen over the next 12 months? Remember, he said Bitcoin makes a majority of its appreciation over a 10-day window. You don't want to give up on this. You don't want to think like, I missed the boat. We already made a new all-time high. The bull run's over. No, that's negative. This is just getting started. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support from each and every one of you. And with that, that's all I have for you. I'm out.